studying about that good old way, and who
Well,
shall
good morning, friends. Welcome to another day of our daily meditations on finding light in the journey. When I was probably between the ages of about 7 and 10, I did gymnastics. A lot of people don't know that. I don't talk about it. Wasn't particularly good at it, but I loved it. And one thing I loved in particular was the balance beam. Part of what got in my way is I couldn't ever quite figure out how to tumble. That was just for some reason. I was kind of afraid of going head over heels for some reason, but I loved the balance beam. And part of, I think, why I loved it was there was all kinds of cool things you could do on it, but also just that challenge of staying balanced when you were trying to move your body at all kinds of weird contortions. I'm sure since I was a kid, I probably wasn't doing anything too fantastical, certainly nothing like what we see in the Olympics, but I just remember that. And I remember things about it, like you learn that you have all kinds of different little muscles that keep you balanced. And then a number of years ago, when I injured my knee with an ACL tear, I had to relearn how to balance in my life. And it was one of these things where I didn't recall just how much you had to do, because little things could set me off. And there was all kinds of little muscles that you don't think about. Like, we all know about the big ones. But there's little things that have to kind of keep you balanced. And that becomes such a critical thing in our life. In 1 Timothy, in 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7, there is a scripture that I just really, really love. It says, "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." Not a spirit of fear, but of power and love and self-control. Think about that for a minute in terms of your own spiritual journey right now in these challenging times, about whether you're in balance or not, whether you're centered or not, or whether we've lost our balance in so many different ways that some of the smaller muscles, including all the little things that we don't think about, are just out of whack. And particularly in our spiritual life, we might not be able to get to church regularly. We might not be seeing our friends that we connect with in that way. We might be really focused on too many of the negative things around us, or just sometimes just getting through the day knocks us out of our balance that we used to feel. We don't have time for the long walks, or we don't have time for this, or we can't go to the gym because we don't feel safe, or we can't gather with whoever it is that we really connect with. And to think about what that means, but also that fear that can sometimes creep in, but then to recall that God gives us this power, this love, and this self-control in our life. So how are we going to seek balance today? How are we going to find that balance that will draw us closer to God? And how will we find that balance that leads us out of fear and more into the love and the power and the self-control that God has given us? I hope you have some luck, and I hope you find some ways to find better balance in your life today.
As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the rose and crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Come on, brothers, let's go down to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Come on, sisters, let's go down to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way. And who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, fathers, let's go down, let's go down, come on down. Come on, fathers, let's go down, down to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way. And who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, mothers, let's go down, let's go down, come on down. Come on, mothers, let's go down, down to the river to pray. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Come on, brothers, let's go down, down to the river to